Let's face it, you're behind, you're lost. Maybe you hate your job, maybe your relationships suck, or maybe you're forming bad habits that are wearing you down. You thought you'd be further in life by now. And if you clicked on this, chances are something in your life just isn't working. Some of you might be in an awful situation, others, maybe something just feels off. Either way, you feel stuck. You know something needs to change, but you're unsure of how to make it happen. I've gone through plenty of seasons in my life where I just felt like I was completely screwed, like I had no direction, no traction, and no clue how to really fix it. I felt it in high school when I had no social life, felt it in college when I had no idea what I wanted to study or no idea what I wanted to do. I also felt it while grinding through corporate life in my 20s without much direction or passion for the work I was doing. The purpose and identity crisis is real, and I've gone through it many times. And life is really relentless. Sometimes no matter how much potential you think you have, you just feel stuck, like you've screwed something up in your life and you can't dig your way out. But I'm here to tell you this. You can turn it around a lot faster than you think. And if you're in this spot, just hang in there. This video is to help you find a path forward. These are some strategies that I've used to get me out of my slumps and work towards something meaningful. And I also want to say this. Sometimes the worst moments are building you up for your best and most meaningful life. And looking back, I learned a lot from these bad moments when I just felt stuck. Like every single time that you're stuck, it's just life trying to teach you something. So embrace the feeling because you cannot and you should not want an easy life. So this is how to get you back on track. This is how to unfuck your life. So step one is you need to audit the basics. Whenever I felt like my life was spiraling, I started with a brutally honest audit of a few basic but important things. Like before diving into anything, you need to ask yourself the following 3 questions. Am I sleeping at least 7 hours consistently? Am I working out at least 3 times per week? Ideally more. And also, am I wasting more than 4 hours per day on my phone, wasting away on social media? If you're failing at any of these, you're actively just sabotaging yourself. If you're not working out, you're not sleeping well, or you're just brain rotting on your phone, you're drastically increasing your chances of feeling like shit. That's just the reality. That phone is the most addictive drug on the planet right now, sadly, and we're all battling that together. It's not just those 3 things either. Are you eating real food, or are you living off caffeine and nicotine or some other substance? Are you spending any time outside? Are you moving your body? Are you just sitting around? I know it sounds simple, but every time I felt off, a lot of times the solution wasn't some life-changing epiphany. It was usually just, I'm not doing these things. I haven't moved my body. I'm running on 4 hours of sleep and I'm turning into a content-consuming zombie. If you're not doing these things, you can just stop watching this video and get back to me if you still feel bad after getting these parts right. So step 2 is you need to admit where you screwed up. Once you look at the basics, make sure you're doing those correct and you're still feeling down, it's very important to figure out where you went wrong and what led you to this feeling of feeling stuck. Sometimes it's obvious, other times it's, less obvious what went wrong. This is where we need to start taking a little bit of a deeper look at what could be the problem. So take a look around. This could be what you're doing wrong, or maybe even worse, the things that you know you should be doing but you aren't doing, which slowly add up. And this one stings, but you have to admit where you've made some bad choices. Not from a place of shame, but really a place of power. Because lots of times when I got stressed, I was making a lot of mistakes, right? Sometimes I was trying to do too much or even at times too little. Like in college, I tried to do everything at once. School, internship, plus running a business and trying to maintain relationships and a social life. And I ended up crashing and burning. Then in my mid-20s at my kind of safe corporate job, I wasn't doing enough. I was playing it too safe. I wasn't engaged or passionate about anything I was doing in my day-to-day life. And this led me to feeling down about myself as well. So these two are 2 very different problems, but led me to the same feeling. And these are mistakes that I've learned from. So now I know I can't go crazy and work myself to death. And I also know I need to be working on things that are meaningful to me. So I tried to audit what got me into that situation. For you, got to do the same thing. Is it work? Is it school? Are you stressed out? Maybe did you just get dumped or rejected, or something's going wrong in your family life? Maybe you're just in a bad routine. But you need to take a look at your life in a brutally honest way and own up to your mistakes. Sometimes you can pinpoint one decision you made, one big mistake. Maybe you got a bad job, the wrong degree, or you partied too hard in your 20s. Now you're facing the reality. Maybe you let your friends go, you stopped reaching out. And then the flip side of this, and I think this might be more common, is the things you didn't do. Maybe you picked the easy job over the one you'll grow in. Maybe you didn't ask girls out for years and now you feel like dating's impossible. Maybe you got addicted to comfort, drinking, scrolling, corn, junk food, or all around excuses, like the easy way to spend your days. This is the part that no one wants to do, but look yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I messed this up. And that's the only way forward, is accepting that. The second you admit that, you're no longer helpless, you're now in control, and you're dangerous, because now you can build a better life. An important thing is to learn from these mistakes, try to avoid it for next time. Step 3 to unscrewing your life is make some cuts. So now we've recognized that we're in a hole. And if we're being honest, it's our own actions or our own inactions that got us there. And the first rule when you find yourself in a hole is you need to stop digging. At some point, you have to admit certain habits, certain people, or choices are just unhelpful and they're pulling you down. Maybe you're relying on substances to feel okay. Nicotine, caffeine. Maybe you're chasing cheap dopamine or going down endless social media rabbit holes. This version of you, it's got to go. You got to start cutting relentlessly. Cut out the toxic food, the fake hustle, the self-help addiction. None of this is helping. And also look at the people in your life. If you've got toxic people in your life, that's just going to bring you down as well. So surround yourself with people who are positive, not people who complain and gossip all the time. You don't need to change everything overnight, but you got to create some distance between these bad habits. Another one that's really helped me a lot is limit your screen time, limit time on the phone, especially before bed and in the morning. It helps me with my sleep to fall asleep faster, and it helps me wake up and be productive immediately. Also, deleting the destructive apps off your phone. Like, you'd be amazed at how better your life will be if you delete Instagram or Snapchat or something like that, even for a short period of time. So put that phone away, put it on Do Not Disturb during working hours as well. And for me, whenever I need to be productive, I usually leave my phone in a different room because I just like to create friction for myself so I don't mindlessly pick it up and open Instagram or something. Also, set a workout schedule. For me, if I feel a little bit off in the morning, sometimes going for that run helps me clear my brain fog, and I just feel great after doing it. So again, start cutting stuff, but also look at the basics. Another thing that works for me is gamifying my life a little bit. So track some streaks. Maybe if you go on a streak where you work out 3 days in a row, like treat yourself to a cheat day or something that you want to do. It makes you feel like you're making progress again, and that's a big thing. Once you start replacing this negative with positive habits or even just neutral habits, your life begins to shift fast. The question isn't what should I be doing? Sometimes it's what am I doing right now that's killing me slowly. So start there, then move forward. So on to the next step, step 4, and this is kind of where we're going to start building a map to run towards, is you need to map your ideal life and then work backwards. So now you've identified what's dragging you down and mistakes you've made, and you've owned your mistakes. The next step is to get clear on what you actually want. This isn't what your parents want or what your friends are doing or what Instagram says you should be doing. This is what do you want your life to look like and who do you want to become in the process. And don't worry about how impossible it feels yet, but just picture it. Now's the time to dream a little bit with me. For me, when I was in this situation, stuck in my 20s, I wanted freedom. I wanted work that I could do fully remote. I wanted to work for myself and build something meaningful that I'm passionate about. I wanted to have multiple streams of income and full control over my time so that I was safer in the face of economic uncertainty. I had multiple income streams. I wanted to have a YouTube channel, which was a lifelong dream of mine. And that was my vision. And at the time I first imagined it, I was sitting in my cubicle and still feeling stuck. And you got to face the reality that you're not going to fix your life in 30 days, but you can absolutely transform it in 6 months, 1 year, if you just stop quitting every time you commit to something. I know it's cliche, but I've always loved the phrase that most people overestimate what they can accomplish in 1 year, but wildly underestimate what you could build in 5 or 10 years. Even if you don't know every step, you have to know where you're going or just a general directions. That way you'll stop spinning in circles and you'll build a North Star for yourself. So make this plan, map out your ideal life, and then in the next step, we're going to work out the day-to-day actions, how to get there. So step 5 is you take your goal and you work backwards and focus on winning the day-to-day, the week-to-week. So if your goal is that you want to work remotely, it's like, okay, I need a remote skill. How do I learn that? Okay, make a learning plan online. How do I get clients? Let me see if I can make a plan for that. What if you want to start a YouTube? Okay, got to start studying YouTube, how the game works, thumbnails. Then most importantly, upload videos and hold yourself to it. You got to make a day-to-day, week-to-week list of what you need to accomplish. So that's what I do personally. I organize each week in terms of what I need to do that week. Then I slot it into each day's, and this could be videos I need to make, could be code timelines, deadlines I need to hit. And then I track my progress. And the progress is going to be slow. It's going to be awkward or quiet, especially in the beginning, because the beginning always sucks because you're not going to see results for a while. I was uploading on YouTube for over a month with basically nobody watching my videos. Most of the time, it's just going to feel like it's not working, and that's okay. When I made my decision to go for the life I wanted, I upped my investments because I needed financial freedom. I committed to making videos after work, even when I was tired, a few videos a week. And they were bad and they were ugly, but it was progress. It was progress I could track on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. I needed to commit to that grind because now I wanted to align my day-to-day actions with my long-term goals. And then when I actually quit my job, I was terrified, to be honest. There were some days I completely second-guessed myself. I felt behind immediately compared to my friends that are still climbing the corporate ladder. But I kept going, one video at a time, one consult at a time, one client at a time, stacking one small win after another. And now I work for myself, I live where I want, and I get to wake up up every day and build something that actually means something to me. And that's all because I mapped my high-level plan down to my day-to-day actions. And then I followed through and did what I said I was going to do. Most people have these big goals and dreams, but it doesn't match up to what they're doing in their day-to-day lives. Stuff is won in the day-to-day, so don't overthink this. Give yourself things you can win at, both in your business, your job, and your personal life. And of course, you need to remember the basics, right? You need to get your health in order. Make sure you're doing some workouts, walk or run every day, start lifting, get 7 hours or more of sleep. This is your engine. Your body really is your engine. And if that's broken, then everything else is going to suffer. The next thing you got to get in order is money. You need to get something going to have an income, right? Like money is your second engine, because without that, everything else is just going to be harder. And it doesn't need to be perfect, right? Go get a part-time job, learn a skill, start freelancing. Maybe you could sell something. Momentum beats paralysis. Like even if it's not your long-term plan, just trying stuff is going to give you a better direction. Then finally, and this is the one that most people miss, is discipline. Keep a promise to yourself every day. Maybe it's waking up at the same time. It's going to the gym when you don't feel like it. Time block that one task that you need to do that you keep putting off. That's really all it takes is using these small wins. Make very winnable days for yourself and then go out and win them. And your confidence is going to start compounding. You don't need to fix your life in 1 week. You just got to win today and then win tomorrow and then keep repeating that. Once you stack enough daily wins, you're going to build an identity that can handle bigger goals. And you'll look up in a month and be like, wow, I'm not stuck anymore. Step 6, and this is one of the more important ones and also a very mental one, is you need to reinvent your identity and mindset, and you need to fail more. You can't unfuck your life if you still see yourself as the guy who always screws it up. So shift your mindset. I thought I was a loser many times in my life, but I almost brainwashed myself into success. I kept saying to myself, I'm going to have a successful channel. I'm going to land clients. I'm going to make money, be able to travel. And I took the bet on myself. For me, working remote and succeeding on YouTube just kind of happened. I just acted like I was doing it even when I wasn't successful. Now I'm actually doing it. So you have to switch your mindset. Start telling yourself a new story and then live it like it's already true. Be the guy who shows up, not the guy who just sits around and does nothing. You're someone who's in build mode. You're not stuck. You're sharpening your skills. You're learning. You're moving. And that new identity comes from showing up after you screw up. So try again, try new things, adjust, fail, make each workout a little bit harder, make each video a little bit better, each pitch to your clients a little bit better. One day you'll wake up and realize that you're not pretending anymore. You actually are that person. That's a powerful feeling. So the next thing you need to keep in mind, and this is kind of a bonus, is you need to chill out sometimes. You're probably doing better than you think. Like on social media, it's easy to feel that you're very far behind your fellow man, but you're probably just comparing yourself to a fantasy. Yes, you should level up, but also chill. You're not dead yet just because you're not a millionaire at 27. Almost nobody is a millionaire at 27. So relax. Make sure you're balancing action with reasonable expectations as well. Stuff doesn't happen fast in 99% of cases. So the final word here for those guys who are stuck is that this isn't the end when you're going through these tough times. It's just the start, and it's a pretty damn good place to build from. Every time I was stuck in my life, I look back and I'm like, wow, that taught me a lot about my life and what I need to do. So sometimes these bad moments are just setting yourself up for a more meaningful chapter in your life. So stop making excuses, go unfuck your life, go take control. It's time. Hope you enjoyed this one, guys. I just wanted to quickly say thank you for 40K subscribers. It's been unbelievable, the attention on the channel, and it's definitely my best month by far. So thank you for all the support, everything you guys have given me. It's truly been amazing. I hope to keep bringing you guys great videos. We got some great stuff lined up, and sorry for the delayed Why Learn Wednesday again, but that's just how it is sometimes. So hope you enjoyed this, and as always, we'll see you in the next one.